right, listen up, we're in 2025. If you're still out here acting dumb, you won't survive. Got your life savings on a meme stock ride. You're the joke, bro, just enjoy the slide. The market's like a casino, don't get played. You're chasing hype, looking like you got laid. FOMO's a disease, don't let it spread. You'll be eating ramen while I'm counting bread. Losing the trade, you poor little fool. Stop listening to Reddit like it's some kind of school. You buy high, sell low, what a freaking joke. If you don't learn, you'll be broke as a joke. Crypto's crashing, oh, you didn't know. You're buying in the dip, but it's just blow after blow. Don't be that dude out here chasing the buzz. I'm sitting pretty while you're crying because you went all in on a stock with no plan. Now you're mad, crying to your fam. What's your strategy? Oh, you don't have one. You're just hoping and praying for a moon run. Losing the trade, you poor little fool. Stop listening to Reddit like it's some kind of school. You buy high, sell low, what a freaking joke. If you don't learn, you'll be broke as a joke. Stop acting like you're some Wall Street shark when your portfolio's burning like a sky full of sparks. You don't know a thing, but you think you do. Keep on messing up, I'll just watch you lose. You wanna be a baller? Get your mind right. Stop chasing the hype, you're just looking for a fight. 2025's the year to stay smart. But if you fuck up again, you'll be stuck in the dark.
Good morning. Welcome back to another episode of the Matt Kohrs Show, where you're Matt, I'm Kohrs, and Piper is the show. It is a beautiful Tuesday, January the 28th, and man, oh man, it is the day after. Obviously, we just have some craziness going on. Not only is Trump popping off, not only are we in earnings season, not only are we in a Fed fund meeting week, but we also have this whole DeepSeek debacle to be considering, and it really messed up the markets yesterday, or I should more so say overnight, because we did have an intraday kind of a little bit of a push in the SPY, not as much in the Qs, but as I alluded to in the show yesterday, I was a dip buyer. I was tweeting it out. I was fighting all the bears, felt like my lonesome. I put it in the recap video. I just don't see the bearish opportunity right now. If there is a bearish opportunity, I don't think it has anything to do with DeepSeek. It would have more so to do with whatever the Fed has to say on Wednesday, or maybe the GDP/earnings on Thursday, or maybe the inflation on Friday. But if I were to be bearish right now, it would have nothing whatsoever to do with DeepSeek. If anything, I think the DeepSeek opportunity is just a dip buy. I really do. Thus far, early in this morning, I'm feeling pretty good about it. It feels like the dip buy was the right move, but I am obviously also well aware that the market's not even open yet. So there's a lot that can change between now and the end of the day. Of course, there's a situation where I could look even smarter and make a ton of money. There's a situation where I could look incredibly stupid and it goes the other way. And then similar to yesterday, maybe after the morning session, there's also the chance that we just do absolutely nothing in the close. So world of opportunities. So here's the game plan for today. I want to give you a very quick update on some absolute comedic gold, some updates from Trump and what he's popping off on Truth Social about. The dude just makes me laugh. From there, a little bit about the overall market of what to prep for today. I want to give you a more thorough breakdown of the DeepSeek news from yesterday. And once again, for any questions, feel free to ask of why I'm a dip buyer. I think being a bear at this moment in time due to the DeepSeek news is a very silly play, but obviously just my humble opinion. Then we have some updates of Tom Lee, and actually he's in agreement with me on this one, that this is the most dramatic overreaction he's seen in however long. And then from there, wait, what is this one? OpenAI launches ChatGPT Gov for U.S. government agencies. So OpenAI announcement just coming across the line right now. So that's pretty much the plan. That's the plan. We have some positions to be managing. We have some trades to get into, trades to get out of, news to be covering, some degeneracy to be had. I hope that sounds good to you. There is an off chance that Piper, the head chief investment officer of the hedge fund here at Kohrs Capital, she might be making a stop by the show. Currently, it looks like she's in a little bit more of a nap mode, but you never know when the big wig herself is going to kind of show up for us. So with that being said, let's rock. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. And right here, here's the breaking news. OpenAI launches ChatGPT government for U.S. government agencies. We could swing back to that. But first, I do want to show you a look at pre-market. Obviously, from the market open yesterday at the SPY until now, pretty solid recovery. In fact, almost a $6 recovery. Where even this morning was looking better around 6 a.m. Same thing with the Qs, not as dramatic. The Qs in post-market, really pre-market this morning, got up to that high from 10:30 yesterday, right here, tagging 518. Getting hit down a little bit. Both the SPY and the Qs are slightly green relative to yesterday's close, so I'm liking it. The SPY ETF is actually going to have a legitimate gap up if we were to open right now, paying attention to that. Obviously, a lot of eyes on not only NVIDIA, but the other semiconductor similar players, Broadcom, Micron, Intel, Qualcomm. So I'll watch NVDA and AVGO just because they're the two biggest ones, but also don't forget to pay attention to ASML and TSM, all obviously in that world. And then also I'm watching Meta just because this is one that I called out to all of you last week. I put it in the update videos. We talked about it on stream, and man, oh man, is this paying off nicely. I have not taken any of my profits yet because, hey, when the trend is trending, I don't need to get off the train. Doesn't make sense to me. So right now it's looking pretty good. Currently trading at the devil's number of 666, but this one's going to be a very, very nice payout. When the market closed yesterday, I was up about 75%, $6.1 thousand on just this one singular play. And obviously by the fact that we were gapping up another, I don't know, $6 right now, it's gonna be looking good. So as you can imagine, we have a lot to get into, so let's really get rocking here. S&P 500 futures are slightly higher after Monday's sharp sell-off. We're seeing a little bit of a bounce if we come over to the futures market. 5-minute and 10-minute, they were bullish there for a second around 8:30 this morning. Then the durable goods order came out. The market didn't like that so much. So we're more in that choppy zone. Like you could see by the fact just that the EMAs, like we were green, we're now red. EMAs are going flat. 30-minute actually pushed green on ES, especially around 3:30 this morning. So hopefully that could hold. The 4 hours battling it out. I would say from just a price movement perspective, this is very indecisive right now. It seems as if the shorter and the medium time frame doesn't really know if it wants to be on the bullish side of the trend or the bearish side of the trend, which similar to yesterday, probably the best way I could summarize what that means is you don't need to trade right out of the gate. You do not need to trade right out of the gate. You could just wait for a trend to obviously be established. You don't need to be slinging size, especially size, right as we get going. Patience will pay without a doubt. All right. On to the absolutely hilarious things going on in the world of the government. Google says it will change Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of American Maps app after the government updates it. So a lot of people are in one term or another, dunking on Google and saying, hey man, we're seeing Gulf of Mexico. What's going on here? Why aren't you switching it? And it actually, the public outcry got so large that Google had to respond and saying, all right, we're going to do it, but we need actually like a true government update. Just so funny. Google said it will change the name of the Gulf of Mexico to Gulf of America and change Denali to Mount McKinley. President Donald Trump signed an executive order requiring the names to be changed on official maps and federal communications. In a post on X, Google said it would follow the government's lead by changing its names on the map app. So no more confusion. If you're fishing here and you're like, am I in the Gulf of Mexico, Gulf of America? Apparently, it's going to be updated very, very shortly. Trump ramps up deportation effort after slow start. ICE made nearly 1,200 arrests on Sunday, an uptick since new president's first few days in office. So basically a major thing he ran on, obviously immigration was one of the highest polling subjects. He's already following through, and it was to the point that it got a well-known celebrity by the name of Selena Gomez to post a, I don't know, kind of like an ugly cry video. And I'm going to be honest here. I saw this yesterday and I wasn't going to share it at all. I was not going to share it with anyone because I really didn't know how it pertained to the particular, like to the show. It just doesn't really matter. And you could have your thoughts on it. Maybe you agree, maybe you disagree. It doesn't really matter. Maybe you just think it's funny. But what is actually hilarious is how Trump responded to this. Like Trump felt the need to individually respond to this video. So I want to play the video for you. And then I want you guys to see President Trump's response because this guy, born to be a comedian.
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. They don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise.
Quick pro tip for you guys, regardless of what's going on. It doesn't matter if it's related to politics or anything else. If at any point you feel the need to put that camera on yourself and record yourself crying, don't do it. Pro tip, like I said, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's politics, sports, family, whatever it is. If you feel the need to turn the camera onto yourself and ugly cry and then post that video to social media, I'm giving you a free life tip. Simply don't do it. So as you can imagine, this is getting dunked on, especially by right-leaning people endlessly right now. But the funniest response was Trump's himself. So he went to Truth Social and said, many Hollywood liberals have taken to our actions to secure the border very personally and are no doubt surprised that after the government finally did something after years of inaction. Actress Selena Gomez, best known as the third, I can't even not laugh reading this. Actress Selena Gomez, best known as the third amigo. It's so fucked up. He's just like, think about the process, the mental process that had to go into this, that he's gonna pop off with this. All right, let me try to get through it. Actress Selena Gomez, best known as the third amigo on the murder and mystery show that Chevy Chase wouldn't touch, posted a video to social media where she was in tears over the deportation. Selena, these are people who broke the law by coming here. Some have also committed horrible crimes. I hope Selena is just upset about the victims of these crimes. Focus on your career. The people want a sequel to Spring Breakers. I can't right now. Oh man, we're gonna have 4 years of gold. Like we really are, dude. This is gonna be the next 4 years of our life where we're gonna get the most untethered responses and quotes and commentary and reaction. Dude, you never know. Like we now live in an age where the next 4 years of our life, you have to have the notifications to Trump's personal messages on, or like when he's doing, I don't know, speeches, press conferences, because you never know when you're just going to get something way too funny. Like the third amigo in a murder mystery that Chevy Chase wouldn't even touch. He's just, it's so wild, dude. Anyway, on more of a serious note, Trump renews universal tariff threat to protect our country. So as many of you know, yesterday throughout the day, I was like, you know what? I'm buying this dip. And that's exactly what I did on NVIDIA. And as funny as his Selena Gomez response was, it felt like a personal attack when he actually said he might be tariffing semiconductor companies. Because I was like, dude, we're already down 17%. You really need to kick me while I'm buying calls right now? So like I said, this is more on a serious note. Right now, I understand that we have earnings season. We have a lot of major macroeconomic events, data reports, announcements, that type of thing. Don't forget, we're also getting a day closer at, like, if you believe in the linear nature of time, remember that, I guess, the threat that he gave to Canada, Mexico, potentially China, potentially the EU of enacting tariffs is February 1st. That's this Saturday, so please pay attention. But anyway, on top of it, he's now talking about tariffs specifically for semiconductor companies.
In particular, in the very near future, we're going to be placing tariffs on foreign production of computer chips, semiconductors, and pharmaceuticals to return production of these essential goods to the United States of America. They left us and they went to Taiwan, which is about 98% of the chip business, by the way. And we want them to come back, and we don't want to give them billions of dollars like this ridiculous program that Biden has. Give everybody billions of dollars. They already have billions of dollars. They've got nothing but money, Joe. They didn't need money. They needed an incentive.
Nothing but money, Joe.
The incentive is going to be they're not going to want to pay a 25, 50, or even 100% tax. They're going to build their factory with their own money. We don't have to give them money. They're going to come in because it's good for them to come in. They're giving them money. They don't even know what they're going to do with it. I had people tell me, we have no idea. We didn't need money. They don't know if they're probably going to use the money to build in other places, other countries. It's a ridiculous plan, very expensive and ridiculous. The only way you'll get out of this is to build your plant. If you want to stop paying the taxes or the tariffs, you have to build your plant right here in America. That's what's going to happen at record levels. We're going to have more plants built in the next short period of time than anybody ever envisioned before, because the incentive is going to be there, because they have no tariff whatsoever. In fact, they have help from us if they build their plant in America. And we're going to look at pharmaceuticals, drugs. We're going to look at chips, semiconductors, and we're going to look at steel and some other industries.
All right, so basically some metals such as steel, pharmaceuticals, but most important to us right now is going to be these semiconductors. So in the short term, this concept, there's some fear based around the word tariff of like, oh, what are they doing? But if you really listen to what's going on, he's just trying to bring a lot of the manufacturing and creation of the actual products, such as pharmaceuticals or semiconductors, back here. From a business perspective, in the long term, that's probably better, because then we don't have to be dealing with other potential political pissing matches, someone tariffing us. This concept of being a little bit the pathway of going to a little bit more self-sustaining and creating American jobs for Americans, it seems like a win-win to me. So in the short term, I could see how there's a bit of an issue, but as things continue to play out, if he can actually execute upon this more beyond just like the verbose way in which he speaks, but like if we actually think about this here, if all this creation is done here, well, from a national security point, that's a bit better. From an American job point, that's a bit better. From opportunity for America in terms of us getting into the world of exports, that's a bit better. So I wanted to share that because he was actually saying it yesterday, and I was getting, once again, the alerts on my phone right after I bought NVIDIA calls. And I was like, dude, he's really tariffing semiconductors right now. So comedically, it felt like I couldn't really catch a break, but I'm not going to complain too much because pre-market action is still actually looking pretty decent. So we're going to see what the market has today, but I did want to share that. With respect to macroeconomic events, you might have noticed that at 8:30, we started to puke, and that was because of the durable goods orders. They're expecting an increase of 0.3%, drop by 2.2. I also want to let you know that at 10 a.m. today, 30 minutes into the trading section, we are going to get the consumer confidence number. Expectations are 105.7. This in the short term, like between 10, 10:01, 10:02, will cause a bit of volatility in a wider range in the overall market, probably the dollar, fixed income. So pay attention to that at 10 a.m. today. 30 minutes into the trading session. Don't forget, tomorrow is going to be a huge day. We're going to do an extra stream because not only do we have the ECB press conference early in the morning, then we're going to have the FOMC interest rate decision at 2. Then Jerome Powell is going to be speaking at 2:30. So today's going to be a huge day. Tomorrow is going to be an even bigger day. Thursday is a pretty wild day. The ECB interest rate decision, our GDP numbers, and normal initial jobless claims. And then, we have an inflation report on Friday. This week, absolutely wild. Every day is just going to get more intense than the previous day. With respect to tomorrow, I do want to let you know that right now, there's a 99.5% chance that we're going to get no interest rate change. At 2 p.m. when they announced that we are staying at 4.25%. No one here should be surprised because I'm telling you, there's a 99.5% chance that there is no interest rate change. What's going to be moving the market has a lot more to do with Jerome Powell's press conference at 2:30 when he is saying, we know he's going to get a bunch of questions from all the reporters and analysts who are like, okay, is Trump putting pressure on you to cut rates? How are you going to respond to that? Are you still just data driven? That's what's going to be moving the market. So please understand, even though we have an interest rate decision tomorrow, we pretty much know interest rates are not going to be changed. If they are changed, that's going to be wild and the market's going to go even haywire. But the chance of that happening is literally 0.5%. The day DeepSeek turned tech and Wall Street upside down. Let me give you a very quick TLDR of how $1 trillion got wiped out of the market yesterday. DeepSeek is in competition with OpenAI's ChatGPT, with Anthropic's Claude. It's another AI model. It's its own LLM, a large language model. It's just another AI system. They were able to pull off training their AI system, R1, way cheaper than all these other ones. So people are like, oh, wow, that was a big breakthrough. And it was about 95% cheaper. It wasn't a little bit cheaper. It was a lot cheaper. When this came out really on Friday, but more so it got steam over the weekend, all of a sudden the market took a huge hit, specifically tech, because they're like, whoa, if they did it that much more efficiently, not only from a pure dollar standpoint, but also from a resource standpoint, like not needing as many of these very high-end data center processing chips, really, I'm talking about NVIDIA's H100s, people are like, oh, whoa, so there's going to be a lot more demand, or a lot less demand, excuse me. And that's why everything dumped. That's why NVIDIA, Broadcom, ASML, TSM, SMH as a whole, the whole semiconductor industry took a hit. And that was Wall Street's reasoning. Is they're like, okay, if it's much more efficient, there's going to be less demand, so it's going to hurt everyone's bottom line. I'm here to tell you that I very much think they're wrong on this. Historically, it's referred to as Jevons paradox. It's an economic paradox with the concept as efficiency increases, so does demand, so does utilization. We've seen this with steam engines related to coal. We've seen this with electricity. We've seen this with gasoline engines. We've seen it. There are endless examples of as efficiency goes up, the opposite of what your knee-jerk reaction would be actually happens. As efficiency goes up, you're going to be like, okay, overall use goes. And I get that mindset, but just history doesn't suggest that. History doesn't suggest that whatsoever. So right now, this is why in the short term, the market had, in my opinion, an emotional overreaction. And as you're going to hear in a second, a lot of other people are now starting to agree with it. But I'm putting my money where my mouth is. About half of my entire swing account is currently punted on YOLO call options. I do believe this bounces back. DeepSeek challenges everyone's assumptions about AI costs. Yeah, that's fine. But what it does is really just eats away at the moat of these major tech companies, and it allows more competition within the space, which I think is going to, if anything, get us one step closer to really the full-on AI revolution. And I think that's where the utilization and the demand is really going to spike. But in the short term, it did a lot of damage. NVIDIA sheds almost 600 billion with a B in market cap. It is the biggest one-day loss in U.S. history. $600 billion of value, boom, just gone in one day. Absolutely crazy. NVIDIA is rebounding after biggest market cap loss in history, but it's a fragile bounce. So I am attempting to play it myself right now in pre-market. It's up 2.5%. I would love to see this thing get back up into the mid 130s. That's kind of my short-term target. I'll let you know if that changes at all, but that's what I'm looking for. World's richest people lose 108 billion after DeepSeek sell-off. So right here, the world's 500 richest people led by NVIDIA co-founder Jensen Huang lost a combined 108 billion on Monday. Imagine that. We're talking about the stock losing 600 billion, but people's personal wealth dropped by 108 billion yesterday. Dude, that was a brutal day. On Monday, as tech sell-off led in Chinese AI developer, DeepSeek sent major indices plunging. I believe they're going to make this money back. I think they lost it on paper. I cannot be more, straightforward about that. But maybe if you don't want to take my word for it, here's Tom Lee, who's been right quite a bit recently. Here's what he's had to say on the matter. He was on CNBC yesterday.
Here to share what he is watching is Fundstrat's head of research, Tom Lee. Welcome back. It's good to see you.
Dude,
great to see you,
especially
Scott.
on this
great
day.
head of hair.
How are you,
Yeah.
What do you make of this?
Well, markets don't like uncertainty. They like visibility. They like moats. So markets are a little scared today. To me, it's an overreaction. I mean,
Fully agree.
NVIDIA decline is the worst since March 2020. And we know that that ended up being a huge opportunity for investors. So I think it's not a fun day, but I'd be looking at this as an opportunity.
I've been thinking about, the people who've been coming on today of all sort of professions, whether it's a strategist or investor or whatever, analyst, defending all this or saying it's overblown. How do we know? What if it's not? And if it isn't, what does that mean?
We don't know if it's overblown. You're right. But this is the nature of technology. I'd be personally surprised if NVIDIA became Betamax in the past week. I mean, that's really would be the kind of change that would be required to really justify selling NVIDIA here. And given, I think, the need for AI because of global labor shortage and NVIDIA chip dominance is still strong, unless a new model emerges that doesn't require GPUs entirely, I'd say that markets just generally do buyer ready aim. I mean,
Let me add a clarification point there. It may have taken way less resources in terms of chips to train DeepSeek, but you don't just use those chips to train. Remember, as you are servicing demand and doing all these other high-end fancy things of AI, of like retraining, the retracement, those still require chips. The breakthrough here was just the amount of resources needed to train the model. But to run the model, to answer people's random questions on the internet as we're all typing it in using AI to see what it could do, that's still going to require the normal amount of compute. And as the business becomes more popular, they're going to mean more and more trips to run more and more copies of DeepSeek itself. So I want to be very clear here. Yes, it took less resources to train the model, but that was it. Training the model is just to get it up and running. It's literally just to get it to do what you want it to do. But in terms of that, there's a whole other major aspect of the business that's going to require the normal amount of chips here. I want to be clear there.
I think it's
I won't
it's hard
disagree.
to know, though.
I won't disagree with you on that. I mean, that's how the market tends to do that. But a lot of AI was sort of sold to investors on a hope and a dream, right? We haven't seen, in many cases, the ability yet to monetize all of this, or at least to have a sizable return on the investment that a lot of these hyperscalers are make tens of billions of dollars that they're pledging to spend. Doesn't that matter? I mean, what if some of that hope and dream just doesn't come to the degree that we thought, or we decide that it wasn't worth the money that we were willing to pay for it?
I mean, these are fair questions. If NVIDIA was at 100 PE, I'd probably say that there's too much good news priced in, but the PE is around 30 times. I'm not sure that that's very demanding for investors, and if you look a couple years out, it's in the 20s. I don't think
It's
NVIDIA
a pretty good multiple, actually.
for perfection.
It's at 30 for the NASDAQ?
I don't think
that's
so.
pretty good.
I mean, the 10-year now is backing off to 4.5, so you're still paying over 20 times for a 10-year bond. The median PE in the S&P is around 18 times.
Yeah, but I mean, because it's skewed, though, because of the mega caps, we're still like 22-ish times. So, earnings have to be really good from here on out, right? Don't tell me about multiple expansion again driving this train. You got to put up or shut up when it comes to earnings this period.
That's right.
You do got to put up or shut up.
I've been researching companies since the early 90s, so over 34 years. I never found a PE for a high-quality company to be at 22 times, let's say for Mag 7, to be a demanding multiple. Again, I think if you're talking about price for perfection, it really has to be stocks where you have to back into the NPV of 100% earnings growth forever.
What happens if...
All right. And then from there, I just wanted you guys to hear the earnings thing because, yes, earnings are coming up. So here we are on Tuesday after the market closes. You might be interested in Starbucks, Logitech, but the semiconductor party gets going tomorrow with ASML, which is the Dutch company that makes the machines that the fabricators use to create these semiconductors. So we're going to get the first kind of inkling of what in the world is going on with semiconductors for this earnings season tomorrow morning. ASML is a very important report for this whole current narrative. After the market closes on Wednesday, Tesla, Meta, Microsoft, IBM, Lam Research. On Thursday, MasterCard and Southwest, Caterpillar, Comcast. And then after the market closes on Thursday, we got a big one. Apple, Intel, Visa, and then we got some energy plays on Friday, Exxon, Chevron, and Phillips 66. So I do want to remind you, I've said this a couple times, but with respect to earnings, 20% based on weight of the S&P 500 is reporting this week. That's what happens when you have Apple, Meta, Microsoft, Tesla, ASML, Intel, and Visa all reporting in the same week. There's going to be a lot of influence. So feel free to screenshot this or go to @eWhispers on X if you want to check it out yourself. With respect to other individual companies, Trump says Microsoft eyeing TikTok bid to keep app in the US. So I find this kind of interesting because we know recently the rhetoric has been a lot more related to Larry Ellison and Oracle and them running the US version of TikTok. But Trump is actually saying now Microsoft might get involved. So another company to be paying attention to, it seems like the two major ones we keep hearing about at this point in time is Oracle and Microsoft. ORCL, MSFT. Is there going to be more involved? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I just want to let you know of the ones you should be paying attention to because obviously TikTok in itself is a very, very, very valuable asset. Now, before the market opens, I do want to remind you there's a newsletter that I give out to every single one of you for free every single weekend. So sign up for it, mattKohrs.locals.com. I break down the previous trading week, what to look forward to in the upcoming week. I give you all the earnings. I kind of even highlight the ones I think you're going to care the most about. I give you all the major macroeconomic events. So for example, today at 8:30, we already got durable goods. They were not good. That's why the market dropped a little bit at 8:30. And then at 10 a.m., 30 minutes into the trading day, we're going to get the CB consumer confidence number. And obviously you get the host of everything else. Probably most valuable is I give you the seasonality for each individual trading day. Historically, over the past 27 years, this day has favored the bears. The bulls have won it 52% of the time. The bears have obviously won it 48% of the time. The issue here is when the bears do win it, they're winning it at a bigger size than when the bulls win it. So that's the seasonality. I could show you some other stats, though, that suggest today might be bullish. It goes by the name of Turnaround Tuesday. There is a market phenomena that when Monday itself is a red day, especially in excess of 1% down, there is a well-known trade called Turnaround Tuesday to buy at market close and then sell at market close on Tuesday. So from Monday close to Tuesday close, and that's actually a net profitable strategy. So I just wanted to share that with you. But anyway, you guys can get this all for free. mattKohrs.locals.com. You don't have to pay for it. Now, if you want to go from a member to a supporter, which is a premium member, that's how you get into the Goonie trading Discord. That's when we all trade together in real time. Yesterday, pretty decent day, made $1,600. Piper fired off with a 3 out of 5 right here, bullish 3 out of 5. Recommended a SPY, put credit spread, Q put credit spread. The minimum size that you would have needed for capital requirement was 186. It returned $14. I played it on SPX, and you could see right there, I had about 40 of them, and they decayed all the way to zero, so I made 1,600, which is a fancy way to say that this would have paid for more than 2 years of you being in the Goonie Discord. The way I think of this Discord, the way I think of this community is you get more value from being in there than not being in there. I very much believe that the answer is right, but I believe it's yes. But if you want to fact check that, your first month is free anyway. You get full access to everything. My trades, the Piper signal, premium selling, swing trading, all the private lectures, all the other members in there, voice chat, text chat, all of it. You get full access to everything. So check it out. Pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Use that promo code Goonie to get your first month free. Test drive it. If you like it, great, stick around. And if it's not quite for you, maybe you don't have the time, or maybe you just don't like me, and I don't blame you, you can cancel your account within the first month and you're never going to be charged anything anyway. But for those of you who are curious, like, is it worth it? I mean, just to show you one of the examples of the swing trades, we're going to find this out at market open. Dingity, ding, 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 right there, already up 109%, up just below $9,000. That's this one trade that I explained to everyone called it out, posted it in there. So think about it like a business decision. Do you get more from being in there than not being in there? Whether it's the sense of community, the educations, the trades themselves. I'm showing you, I paid for over a decade. I paid for over a decade of people being in here. And that was just this one trade, and we're still in the first month of the year. So highly recommend checking out, pinned to the top of chat, in the description of the video. Sign up and test drive it for a month. Put in that code Goonie. When you get into locals, I do want to let you know that you could either click on this giant Goonie button right here to join, or you could come to the second pin message to find the Discord link. So as soon as you are a supporter on locals, either click this button or come to the second pin message to actually get into the Discord. And with that being said, dingity ding ding ding, the world's largest casino is now open. Best of luck to all, play responsibly, and if not, have fun. All right, NVIDIA giving back some of its gains, but still in the green. Meta pushing even higher. Love to see it. Right now, you can see the SPY sold off, already got its downside gap fill. Congrats if you played that. And the Qs already hit their closing value from yesterday. So both opened above the closing value. We know these gap fills and also hitting the previous close is a high odds play. Let's see if we can find some support right there. And then obviously, I'm also watching Meta because I'm currently seeing if this position could cook above 10K for me. I would absolutely love if it does. I am not seeing any Captain Condor today. I know we talk about Captain Condor quite a bit. With respect to like major positioning levels, I would say if we come over to SPX, I could show you a bit better. Yeah, we're about to hit that closing value. 6050 and 6075 are the major upside option levels of the day. So some people from yesterday seemingly carried that position. We already talked about 6050 from yesterday. And then if we do get up there and it breaks and we keep going, I'd be watching 6075. So those are the major upside levels I care about. With respect to downside support, the closest one is naturally 6000 key technical level, key psychological level. So this is our first support, this is our first resistance, and this is the second resistance. As things trade throughout the day, obviously I'll just keep updating that for all of you. But right here, we're in the open. I need to watch Meta because I might have to roll my position and kind of figure that out. But as I alluded to at the start of the show, way before the market opened, in a generic swing sense, I am looking to buy the dip. I've already bought the dip, and if I see good opportunities, I might even buy more of the dip. I've been swinging Meta, which is the one trade that's really actually keeping my account nicely in the green right now, but I'm going to have to kind of monitor this and see what I could do. But overall, you don't need to rush anything. We're going to have large movements today. We're going to have large movements for the rest of the week. You can sit there and be patient and wait for that perfect A+ opportunity for you to really get going. I'm telling you, we've seen these types of environments before. When the vol is expanding like this, when the ranges are expanding like this, that's the time that you want to be as patient as you possibly can be. Wait for that opportunity, and you really don't have to be oversized in your bets. You truly don't, because with so much range, if you're on the right side of the bet, you're going to get a good return anyway. You're going to get a good return anyway. So patience is the name of the game. You saw it even yesterday. If you were here, I was doing some futures trades, and I waited, I think, until like 30, 45 minutes into the day before I did anything, just waiting to see how things were really going to be shaping up. But anyway, I'm watching Meta. I'm watching NVIDIA. Meta's actually up 1.7%. Apple's up 1.7%. Palantir's in the green. Tesla's down about 1.3%. Qualcomm's up. Microsoft is slightly down. Broadcom's in the green. How's AVGO looking? Also getting hit right at market open. I'm looking to add a little bit more to my semiconductor exposure, but I want to be a bit more patient. And as I'm talking about patience, I'm kind of waiting for that perfect opportunity. Right away, we're seeing a little bit of a hit here in the SPY and the Qs. Here's a look at the options market. The S&P 500 clearly bearish out of the gate. And then if you look at the Mag 7, it was bearish, but then someone really hit it at 934. Let's see if we can find out specifically who got hit at 934. NVIDIA was a little bit hit. Tesla was a little bit hit. There was some big tech play that was specifically right there. Apple was destroyed at 934. So that was this hit to the Mag 7. It was very specific to Apple, but it also just so happened that other tech plays were getting hit at that moment. I'm still in the mode of attempting to buy the dip. So I'm just going to see how long this keeps dipping. I'm just going to keep watching this. And obviously this early morning bearishness, I actually kind of like it because it means I can minimize my risk when I put on a bullish position, but I'm not going to be taking that intraday scalp trade bullish position until I see things start to turn around. So inherently, that's another way to protect myself, because if they never turn around, it just means I never got into the position. And right now, honestly, I feel no pressure to be doing anything because all I'm doing is watching my meta gains go higher and higher and higher. So it looks like this is going to be a nice 5-figure trade for me. I would love to see this pop right above 10,000. Come on, let's keep it going. Jimbo Cramer is on CNBC right now talking about GM. I do believe GM beat their earnings this morning. SPY and Q's taking a hit. NVIDIA's still taking a hit. Meta's up a nice 2%. Apple's up pretty decently as well. Palantir, these are some of the green ones on the chart. RUM and DJT, they're up. We're having Tesla take a hit as well this morning. So it seems like it's a mixed bag. Some tech names are doing well. Other tech names, semiconductor related, not doing so well. And Tesla, for whatever reason, is trading more like a tech. Meta. No, Meta. Let's take out 675. Let's take out 675. I don't want to see random movements like that one. All right. So patience. I marked out this little 934 high just because that's when we saw Apple, a lot of profit taking for whatever reason happened at 934. Dude, Meta is going. I had to pop over 10. Oh, 9. Oh, there we go. Officially, well, it was over 10 for a second there. All right. Well, while we're waiting for this opening session to really play out, shout out to today's stream sponsor. I'm talking about Rumble, and not just Rumble, Rumble Premium. Obviously, I love my Rumble audience over here. The fact that you guys support me day in and day out, truly appreciate it. If you want to have an even better viewing experience on Rumble, check this out. You could use that code KOHRS10, KOHRS10 to get $10 off, and you get break free from all the ads, watch your favorite videos and live streams without any advertisements, gain access to exclusive premium content like Steven Crowder, Dr. Disrespect, and more. You get a verified badge, and beyond all these little bonuses you get, you're directly supporting the company that has been leading the fight and the protection of free speech. So I know many of you are invested in Rum. This is one way to actually back up your own investment. On top of that, you're kind of standing for your own morals of free speech. This is a company that's attacked day in and day out, and they never quit. And now it's the cool thing to be in free speech. They were there when it was not the cool thing. And then on top of that, you get a nice discount right here. You can get $10 off, KOHRS10, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. And at the minimum, I'm the sucker who always goes for no ads anyway. So at the bare minimum, you just get that much better of a viewing experience. So shout out to Rumble Premium for being the sponsor of today's show. If you're watching on Rumble right now, check that out. It is pinned to the top of chat. It's in the description of the video. Don't forget to use that code KOHRS10 to get that discount. And obviously, shout out to Rumble Premium, not only for supporting us for forever right now. I feel like I've been on the program or on the platform for years, but for directly sponsoring this show today. Apple's picking up more. NVIDIA's getting hit. Is Meta... Is this the moment I need to lock in my Meta gains? We're coming down a little bit. So with Meta, the reason why I need to lock in the gains is because it expires this week and I want to roll it out and get more time. I'm just trying to fine tune my exact exit on this, which is why I'm saying, oh wait, hang on. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, all red on ES. Not the biggest fan of that. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute, now all red on NQ. Watching the options flow, the S&P 500 just got a little bit of a pump. There was clear selling for the first 10 minutes of the day. Maybe this pop is a dead cat bounce, or maybe this is the actual turn of the day. So watching this right here, 10 minutes of bearishness on the S&P 500. And honestly, the Mag 7 took a big hit, and this was specifically related to Apple. But if you kind of take that out, it's been a little bit more flat. It tried to bounce at 937, giving a bit of it back. We might be seeing some of the initial signs of potential bottoming, but honestly, we just need more data. We need to see how things are playing out here. I do want to be clear. I am not the biggest fan of the fact that the 5-minute, 10-minute, and 30-minute are all bearish. 5-minute, 10-minute, 30-minute are all bearish. Not the biggest fan. I do know we have pretty serious support at 6,000 on the SPX. Like I said, my first upper target would be 6,050. So support, resistance, these are the like profit target, or I guess if you're bearish, that would be your profit target. But anyway, these are some of the levels I'm watching out of the gate. NVIDIA seems to be getting hit pretty hard. I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. NVIDIA, the options flow on it is not as bad as you would think it would be. NVIDIA did hit till 934, then it showed some life and it's giving some back, but the price has been nothing but directly down. So the price action and what the options market is specifically telling us for NVIDIA is a little bit of mismatch right there. More importantly, yeah, people closed out their puts. So we're starting to potentially see some profit taking right there on NVIDIA, people monetizing some of those puts, which is not as evident as you just see NVIDIA getting smashed. But some of these, I mean, right here, it was at 937 that we did see some profit taking. You know what I'll do is I'll leave up NVIDIA specifically, and then we'll just switch this one back to the Mag 7. It feels like we're going to have a pretty, I don't know, quick reaction time today for whenever things are. S&P 500 is still getting hit. Yeah. All right. 6,000 is the first key level. We are only 5 points away from it. Let me go to the 1 minute right here. So we did hit that closing value from yesterday. The SPY is officially in the red. We are coming up to the 1 minute 50 EMA if anyone cares about that, but real support's right here at 6,000. So I'll be watching that. If we get a bit closer to it and then we see the options flow start to pick up, if we see the put buyers monetize, if we see call buyers stepping in, that might be the opportunity for me to personally strike. And then obviously I'll be individually watching what in the world's going on with NVIDIA. I would like for Meta to pick up. It looks like Meta found support at 670. It's going to be hard for Meta to hold that support if the SPY and the Qs are getting this rock. So I'll be watching that. I might have to lock in these gains, and then later on today, I'll just roll out this position. But a nice 100-ish% return. Not ever going to be crying about that. Not ever going to be crying about a nice 100% return. The SPY and the Qs straight down since market open. I'll be waiting on this. I think a little bit. Also don't forget that at 10 a.m. we have the consumer confidence, so that's in about 15 minutes. Why continue to trade stock when you can trade American crypto now without any tax? It's foolish for American companies to continue positions in the stock market. That's not true. You know that, right? You realize that was just a thing that was said, and that's like not a law. Like, you understand that. I hope you understand that. And if you don't understand that, I'm very concerned that you're trading with real money in the stock market. That's been something that was discussed, and it's not even for all crypto. It's for US-based crypto projects. So first of all, what you're referring to isn't even a law, and then the law that you might be potentially referring to isn't even all of crypto. So you're wrong on two different accounts here. And it blows my mind that people are confident enough to be risking their own money, and then yet they don't know. It was not confirmed. It was not signed into law. Who do you think is going to be paying a little bit more attention to market news? Me or you? It's been discussed, and I saw the Trumps were talking about it, not only Donald Trump, but also the Trump family. But once again, it's not crypto as a whole at all. It's US-based crypto projects. Dude, you need to study more. You very, very much need to study more if you're betting your own money. It's for your own financial health, I pray you develop a bit more of critical thinking on these types of things. I pray you develop more critical thinking. Ah, man. All right. Is this the pump? NVIDIA's picking up right here, starting at 942, kind of bucking the trend of the Mag 7, but even the Mag 7 is starting to pick up. And then the S&P 500 is still getting hit. It won't be taxed as of next year, folks. You still, once again, don't know what you're talking about. It's potential, but it is not signed into law. And once again, it's not all crypto. It's US-based crypto. Dude, just admit you don't know what you're talking. I'm just telling the truth. I understand that you might believe it's the truth, but there's a difference between what you might believe is the truth and actual reality. I don't know if you're intentionally lying, but you're wrong. I don't know what you want me to tell you there. Like, it just, nothing was signed into law. NVIDIA's getting a nice pop. Maybe this will start turning things around. I don't know if you're intentionally lying. I don't know if you're just dumb. I just don't know if you don't know how to read. Nothing. Folks, for everyone else beyond this one person, it has not been signed into law. And if it is signed into law, the rhetoric thus far is for US-based crypto projects, which happens to just be a lot of meme coins. So this whole thing started of why not just trade that? Because trading meme coins is stupid. You have a better chance of success. The argument is, would you rather trade something where if you are right, you're not taxed, but it's a lot harder to be successful, or trade something where, yeah, you might have to pay tax, and even then we don't know. They're seemingly taking away income tax. But then you have a greater chance of being successful. So it's just, you can't think about it in such a one-dimensional way. Whoa, Meta just took a big hit right there. What was this all about? We saw some spies taking a hit, Qs are taking a hit. Oh, man. Matt, I love you, man. It will be a law. Stop. This is so stupid. So dumb. Like you're wasting everyone's time. You're wasting my time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting other people's time. You're spreading information that is not accurate. It's not verified. You're saying things that you want to happen, and it very might well happen. But at this moment in time, the argument of why aren't you trading crypto? Well, because it's not actually like a law. And there's other aspects of trading futures and trading swaps and trading options that people can learn skills that you can make a lot of money, especially relative to the linear bets on crypto. On crypto, there's no built out derivatives market. There are internationally, but not in the US. So for people who know how to trade options and want to trade options and can use options to better their overall performance, that's not really available to you. Yes, there's leverage, but some of the way you get leverage in the world of crypto, it's actually incredibly dangerous. So like there's a myriad of reasons. We could sit here forever talking about why that's not the optimal solution, especially for all traders or all investors. And I'm not saying that to be anti-crypto. I'm in crypto myself, but I'm invested in it. I'm not actively trading it. So like I'll worry about the tax situation years from now when I decide to actually capture my gains on it. But this concept of just saying trade crypto because there's no taxes, you're wrong. You are absolutely 100% wrong. So stop saying shit to everyone else in chat that is wrong. I don't understand how people become so confident when they're just literally verifiably wrong. It blows my mind. What about the options on spot ETFs? I mean, you could look at it on things like IBIT. They just don't move that well. They're just not that really exciting. Like there are options on it, but there's not daily options. There's barely weekly options. There's not that much movement or excitement. You can make money for sure, but they're not going to be moving as much as like a Tesla or a Meta or an Nvidia option. So yeah, you could look at things like IBIT, but I think a lot of people are looking for that greater range and that greater volatility. And it's there. I'm not saying it's like non-existent. It's not like trading options on like, I don't know, like Ford or something. But if you're looking for something that's like a little bit faster pace, it's just not there as of now. Once again, it might be there in the future. It's just not at this exact moment in time. Look for the news yesterday. It's not yet, but it will be confirmed yesterday. The Trump admin will move forward. Dude, shut up. If you say one more stupid thing, like, dude, you're saying things that are inaccurate and you're going to erroneously sway the opinion of other people who just think that you're right. If you say, like, at this point, I'm telling you that you are lying. You now know. So before, maybe you just thought something was real that wasn't real. If you say one more thing, I'm informing you that you are wrong. Obviously, I've looked into this. If you say this one more time, you are banned because you're now just at this point of intentionally lying. Before, you might have just been mistakenly stupid, and I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt. But at this point, you're just being a dumbass. I'm not wrong, brother. Bookmark this conversation. I'll buy a gift for you if I'm wrong. Well, congratulations. You just got kicked anyway. I don't give a fuck. You're like now intentionally lying. How do I actually? Okay, bye. See you later. Haven't had to axe someone in a minute. But we just made our sacrifice to the market gods. Honestly, that sacrifice, not even directly from lying, just from pure stupidity. That's why that person is haven't had to do that in a while, but here we are. Here we are, just a fresh beheading for the market gods. Hopefully, so we just pulled that off around 950. I think with that sacrifice, we're actually going to be able to push this market higher. There we go. There, easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezies. If you guys want to know why we're going to bottom in the market right now, it was just because we made the sacrifice. Just like the old days. What dumb fucks. Dude, I'm telling you, we just bottomed on the market today. We just did it. You know what? Can I even prove an additional? I was a little late. Hang on. How are we looking here? Options market or delta flow is picking up. But it is also a little bit counter trend. Okay. What kind of opportunity can I find here? Play it up to VWAP maybe?
Order filled.
Play it up to VWAP, 21,291. I just went long at 40. This isn't my favorite play. I would say this is more of like a C level setup. This is not. Yesterday, you saw what I would consider two A plus level setups. What we're seeing right now is not that quality. I'm generally not a fan of fighting the trend in terms of price action. So right here, you could see the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute red, the 5 minute, the 10 minute, the 30 minute red. Not the biggest fan of that, but why I'm still willing to take it is because I see options are finally picking up on Mag 7, on the S&P 500, even on NVIDIA. NVIDIA's seemed like it got a double bottom at 942. So we're going to see how it goes. Like I said, just because it's not the SPY got a nice little retest right there. The closing value tried to get going green again. So it was willing to take a shot. I'm going to be a little bit more specific or a little bit more reactive with setting my risk because I said I don't like it that much. So we're going to see. But also, whenever I sacrifice people in chat and like donate their head to the market gods, generally that does bode well. So you just got to make that human sacrifice, similar to historically when you need like a really good rain season to grow all your crops. It's really no different. It's no different in the markets. If you want some good movement in the markets, you just got to be sacrificing people. You just got to be sacrificing some people. So I'm still pretty confident between the options pickup and also the human sacrifice. I think that this one's going to be pretty solid. I feel like this one's going to be pretty solid. I would just love for the Qs to take out 515 right here, just this 934 high. We do have some distance to go on the SPY. Obviously, the intraday recovery is a bit stronger on the Qs because we're already back to almost this red to green move, while the SPY has about $1 to go. And then after that red green test, I'll be watching 600 flat. I do want to show you, we might be bouncing right off of this major support. Remember, I laid out 6,000. So kind of playing it off of that as well. Remember, I don't know if it's going to bounce. I just know the risk reward of the situation. I like that. Okay, we overshot it by about 5 points, recovered, hoping that some buyers step in here. So basically, I want to see this flow continue to the upside on the SPY and on the Mag 7. Would love to see it continuing on NVIDIA as well. So kind of playing it off this technical support. But once again, it all comes down to, if I am wrong, I'm willing to take the loss. I'm not just going to arbitrarily ride it. So I want to see the Qs pop green right here. 514.21 is the closing value from yesterday. So it's literally the difference between it being red or green. The SPY is currently in the red. Basically, these white solid lines are the previous day's closing value. The green solid days is the previous high. So would love for the SPY to take out 600 or recover above it. It already technically took it out. But I want to see the SPY test this red-green move. And then I want to see the Qs test 515, which was this intraday local high at 934. And obviously, I would love for this to happen as the options flow continues to get more bearish, or get less bearish and more bullish. And then from there, I want to see the 5 minute push above this EMA cloud. These are just exponential moving averages. Right now, the price trend is to the downside. So that's why this will never even be a B or an A setup, because most of the time, when it comes to me getting lucky on these trades, my luck is from the fact that I'm trading in the same direction of price movement and also options movement. Right now, I'm not trading with price movement, bearish, 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 bearish. So basically, I'm betting on a trend change. I find that my odds of luck end up deteriorating when I end up trading that way. So that's why it's not a B setup. It's not an A setup. Basically, I'm just hoping that the options flow is strong enough that it actually pushes price back up into this bullish territory. I'm probably a little bit biased as well because I do have a lot of swing bullish positions on. So I'm probably just being a little bit hopeful, but I'll take it. So it's a C setup. I hope that explanation makes a bit of sense of why it's not like yesterday where we had like solid setups, but it could still pay. I mean, hell, I'm up $600 right now. I mean, I could just take it and be up 12K. So maybe I'll do that. Like I said, you make money when you sacrifice. You have to have a human sacrifice for the gods. I need XRP hit 2. Hit up or hit down? Because if you say you want XRP to go up, for the fact that so many novice traders got into it, I hope you make money. But XRP as like an investment, the thesis is very, very poor. XRP has like the worst security. It has a really, really scummy leadership team over at Ripple. If you're in it, I don't want you to lose money. I would love for you to make money, but please understand, you're playing with fire. You're very, very much playing with fire. Be aggressive with your stop. That's what I'm trying to be. Chris, I think you understand the mindset. The fact that I'm not absolutely in love with this recovery trade, I'm looking for it to tag VWAP. This is where I messed up a little bit yesterday, was I took a short position and it came down to VWAP and I thought it would keep going. So I just didn't take my profit, and that's the one that bounced back and stopped me out for break even or maybe $100 or something. So I want to be a little bit more mindful of that today. VWAP is a very common indicator that day traders and scalp traders play off of, just the volume weighted average price. Basically, here's the TLDR. If you're below it, it's thought to be bearish. If you're above it, it's thought to be bullish, because it gives you an idea of where the average trader at that moment in time is. Are they underwater or are they above water? So right now, the average trader is below, like their head's in the water. They are down on their average rate because the average position is filled at 289, and obviously we're trading at 284. So the thought here is if they come up and get back to break even, people might react by dumping their position because they got back to break even. So is it always like that? No. Sometimes you have complete trend reversals and you keep ripping. That's totally 100% possible. So that's why I'm more closely watching this, because in reviewing my own trade journal yesterday when I was trading this, that was the one criticism I had for myself, was on my very first trade when it so like aggressively bounced off of VWAP. I probably should have cut the position a bit earlier. So obviously from learning from that mistake yesterday, I'm trying to be a bit better today and pay attention to, is there an aggressive smack here at 89? So I'll be watching this, and literally this might be playing out in real time. Obviously, worst case scenario, I'm not going to let myself lose money. So I'm currently long. So sell, stop, market.
Order submitted.
Where are we at? All right. So no matter what, I'm making money on this, even if it does get smacked here, but I might just want to be a bit more aggressive with the official close. So no matter what, I'm not losing money. I now have a lottery ticket, if that makes sense. So worst case scenario, I don't know, I make $150 per account. Obviously, I'd prefer to make 900 or more per account, but that's the risk reward of the situation. I want to see if we could actually break out and run on this. And actually, I should do some math. Oh, okay, I could do a full 100. But is it just going to get smacked here? Is it just going to get smacked? I don't know. I'm going to give it a little bit of room to breathe, but it's coming up to that first target I told you about. In fact, we just hit it, that 515. It's this 934 high. The issue that I'm really seeing is the fact that the SPY is still not even trying to go green yet. So the Qs are trying to get going today. This is the first time in a couple of weeks that the Qs are actually leading the charge to the upside. So I'm going to set an alert for the intraday high, and I still want to see the SPY. I mean, we first need the SPY to go green. That would be nice. NVIDIA getting like that Nike swoosh recovery on the day. Meta getting a bounce back to 670, running into a bit of resistance right now. The S&P 500 options are picking up ever since 948. And also we have the Mag 7 picking up long and strong. We just got that consumer confidence report. Did they give it to us? Elon Musk's X begins its push to financial services with a Visa deal. So that's probably pretty good. Profit. Do you have the consumer confidence numbers? Consumer confidence 104. They expected 105. Some consumer confidence coming in less than expected. less than expected. So the SPY trying to get green, the Qs definitely in the green, but would love a bigger push. I want to see NVIDIA back up around 124, 125, currently trading at 120. Meta's chilling at 670. The name of the game is just watching this flow. The tech flow is really picking up. If you are bearish into this, you are a fucking crazy person. All right, I need to set some sort of limit. Let's just go for a full 100 points. I've just been kind of letting this run with no max. So if it fills, and I don't know if it will, that's going to be $40,000. Come on, $40,000. This is what happens, folks. I'm telling you, this is what happens when you sacrifice someone to the market gods. Folks, if there is something going wrong in your trading career, and you're like, wait, I'm just like, I'm not making money, I'm not making enough money. The first thing any dedicated real trader is going to start doing is sacrifice people to the market gods. If you are not happy with where you are at, give a human
Order filled.
Boom. Matt, how did you make $40,000? Right there. Read them and weep. 40 grand locked in. How did I do it? Because I sacrificed someone to the market gods. That's how I did it. Like, everyone's like, oh, teach me. I'm giving away the secrets. You saw it all happen in real time. It was shown to you. I don't know how to be more clear. I didn't have a position. I said, I'm sacrificing someone. And then I called it out. I said, oh, this is actually going to be where we bounce. I was within 1 minute of calling the intraday low. Do it. You just have to start sacrificing people. Chaos and Roswell gifted 5 subscriptions to Matt Kohrs. Shout out. Chaos, I appreciate that. Was gifted a membership. It looks like Jefferson said it best. Dorkness Rising, Lemon, Clyde, Elaine. How do you even say that? I'll just call you triple two. What does that even mean? Are you murdering people in your basement? No, I had to murder some liar on YouTube. Maybe he wasn't a liar, but he definitely wasn't a truther. So, all right, read it and weep. Do I have all my positions? I need to disconnect. So I want to stop myself from overtrading. So let me disconnect, reconnect, make sure all the positions are closed, make sure I have no sitting orders. Because one of my biggest issues as a trader is basically overstaying my welcome. It really is. It's just trying to do too much in one trading session. So when you go up 40K on one solid trade after sacrificing someone to the market gods, you got to do what you got to do. And what I got to do is shut her down. I got to protect myself from myself. Because when it comes to me and my trading, my biggest enemy, it's not Warren Buffett. It's not market makers. It's not dark pools. It's myself. It's 100% myself. So that's what's going on. And the best way I could protect myself from myself is when I have a trade like that, literally just shut it down. I am that much closer to being up $1 million. Remember, all those accounts started with 50,000. They're currently at 85. So as soon as I get them to 100, that means I'll be up net $1 million. So what's that math right now? If I'm up 35, so I'm up 700K. So we're almost there. Almost there. And I've streamed the whole thing to all of you guys. You guys have seen it. You've seen the good times. You've seen the bad times. Right now, that is my first major goal with it, is getting it to being up net profitable $1 million. And obviously per account, that means 50K because I have 20 accounts. So really per account, I'm looking to go up 50K, currently up 35. So I have about 15 more to go. And I don't know. As I've been going through this process, you guys have seen me been trading on these accounts for a minute now, and really the overarching thing that I've learned is that it's always me fucking it up. Like, it's just always 100% of the time I'm screwing myself over by trading with too much size, trading too many times. And I still occasionally do it, but I do feel like I'm taking those missteps less and less and less. And the days where I can trade just one time, trade 2 times, take my money and just go and be done. Of course, like there's always that voice in your head where you're like, no, I just want to keep going. Like, if you made 40K that easy, then making 80K should be even easier. Like that type of a thing. And it's just not true for me. Like, I feel like the technique I have, or like where I can be successful, is I just get in, get my money and end it, and then go do something else. But that's for me. Obviously, you got to find what works for you. I'm just literally sharing like where I found a bit of success, that like I just got to get in, get my money, and just move on with my life. That's one of the things. And then the other big thing, and I still have this issue when I'm selling premium. I feel like I've gotten better with it for my swing option trades, but for my selling premium, for my, like when I'm selling options, I still have a sizing issue there for sure. And that's like one mental thing that I'm very, very much working on. So I feel like when it comes to swinging options, I'm where I need to be. I feel like when it comes to futures, I'm getting a bit better. And then when it comes to premium, I very much need to figure out my sizing, because I've been playing like way too erratic. Rode that call with you, bro. Made $1,822. Adolfo, making some money. Happy I could help. You've proven consistency. You've earned the right to size up. No, I don't, because if you look at some of the days, the account took not a massive hit by just pure luck. I mean, do I need to remind you guys of what happened in the last FOMC meeting? The last FOMC meeting in December, my account started at 50K. I got them up to 60K. Then on the day of the FOMC meeting, I was trading so horribly, they dropped down to 51. And then I just oversized, and then the FOMC decision went my way, and the account sprung back up to 60K. So like, trust me, I know it enough of myself that there's been certain aspects of luck in this particular saga that I'm in right now that suggest I'm not right where I need to be with consistency. On this week, I've been solid, but even last week, there was one day that like I was going through my journal. I was like, dude, that was a little bit close. You should warn people when you give out free Vanquish accounts. I failed the first time, and now I realized it took 99 from the past 2 months. Now I'm down 200 when I thought it was free. It was free. You just had to have did you use the credit, Chris? Or did you not cancel it the first time, and now I realized they took out from the past 2? Your first account is free. I don't know what you're talking about, Chris. If you had to pay for your very first account, let me know and we'll get it squared away. Like, it's not that big of an issue. I could just email them and say, hey, something went wrong here. But it sounds like you did get the free account and then you just kept it live, if I'm understanding. But if you're saying you had to pay for that first account, obviously that's not appropriate. Like, that's not what it was meant to be. So I'll email them on your behalf and try to get it squared away. But it sounds like you did still get a free account. But if I'm misunderstanding, if you're saying you actually didn't get a free account, let me know. I'll email them and say, hey, can we look into this particular case? Not a big deal. It is an issue that can be resolved. All right. So the SPY almost came up to its intraday high. Almost, like we were about 12 cents away on the SPY here. The SPY and the Qs, if I had to bet what's going on right at this moment, right here at 10:08, probably a little bit of profit taking. There was a bit of profit taking, but it's already bouncing right back up. So this little dip right here at 10:08, I think it's a fake out. If I was bullish, if I had actively like an intraday bullish position on, I'd not be worried, because look at the options flow is still absurdly strong. Mag 7, a little bit of profit taking right here. You can see that some people started to buy puts at 10:06, and you had some calls starting to dip, as in call monetization. Obviously, if the trend continues, that could be problematic, but I don't think it's going to continue. I think this is literally just some puts are being bought at the intraday high because it's a low risk trade. And then if you look at what's going on with the calls, you have this nice pump up. And at that point, they're just locking in some of those tendies. So as long as that trend doesn't like seriously persist, as long as it's just like momentary, I think it's perfectly fine. Like, I think we just naturally see that in the market. I think that's what we see in the market. So right now, what I really want to see, okay, so this is interesting. The 5-minute is trying to battle to go back green. So is the 10-minute. And so the 30-minute's actually trying to save itself. So that would be strongly bullish if this is a fake out breakdown right at market open. 5-minute and 10-minute are green on the NASDAQ. And even the 30-minute is battling it back out at the 50 EMA. As you can see, I do have a pre-market high kind of marked out. On NQ, it's 21,423. So that's about 100 points above where we are right now. If the NASDAQ can take that out, that's a huge win. And then with respect to the S&P 500, that level would be 6,073, about 20 points away. So those are some levels that if we get above it, I think it's going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy, a little bit of a positive feedback loop, but I'm basically looking at the 5 a.m., 5:30 high on both the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ 100. If we could take those things out, that's where it gets really exciting. With respect directly to the SPX, we bounce off that support at 6,000. Like I said, my next major upside target is 6,050. 6,050 would be my next major upside target. And then, oh, by the way, just in case this happens later, if we break that and keep going, I'd be watching 6,075. I don't really think there's high odds or much of a great probability. Of course, it could happen, but I don't think that there'd be much of a probability for us to really explode above 6,075. Now, obviously, if that happens, I'll be stoked because I'm still swinging calls. But just seeing how the option structure is currently set up on the day, I just don't think that there's much of that chance. Now, maybe, but I'm basically thinking that this player up here around 6,080 is going to monetize, and then we're going to lose all that gamma from the system, and it'll drop back down. And there's also resistance at 6,065. So just between this resistance and then this player probably monetizing, I just don't see it as that likely. Once again, the market is a game of probabilities, but you're kind of seeing it might be just an abnormally large call credit spread. How many? No, that's 3.5, and that's 3.6. So this actually might just be a very awkwardly wide call credit spread. Yeah, how much is this? This one is 3.6 thousand, and this is 3.5. You know what? So that might be the same player. This might just be a really awkwardly wide. I mean, it's a 20-point wide, a 15-point wide, a 20-point wide call credit spread at 6065, 6085. So that's why I was kind of cutting it in the middle here at 6075. But if that player gets blown out and they decide to drop it, that would actually add more positive delta to the system, and then we could keep going. So if that's something worthwhile to pay attention to, this player right here, if we see this position get dropped throughout the day, that could send us up to 6,100. Once again, I'm not putting the highest odds on that. I'm taking it a step at a time. If we break 6050, then I'm targeting 6075. If we break 6080, maybe then I would target the high, like 6095, 6099, like something like that. So remember, each one of these targets, as you get to one, the next one has less and less probability. That's just because it inherently requires more and more price movement. So I'll just take it a target level at a time. We bought here at 951. I bought here at 951. My first target, if I were still rotting, would be 6050, and then from there. So those are the first two, but I would obviously be not only paying attention to the options flow, which, by the way, long and strong. Love to see that. Long and strong on both of those. How's NVIDIA? NVIDIA is actually recovering pretty nicely too. This is the highest delta reading. Granted, it has gone flat since 10, so some people are trying to buy, and maybe the institutions will come back later today. But I would be watching that delta flow and watching how this call credit spread player, the person who sold this spread, I want to see how they react. But the SPY just hit a new intraday high. I'm loving that. So did the Qs. Let me switch this up because I do. Ooh, shoot. I didn't open this. Meta could be doing a bit better for me. I'm not the most stoked of that lower high. Where are we? All right. You guys can see that. I did not open up this brokerage account today. That's on me. That one is definitely, that's my fault, team. That is my fault. Where are we at? All right. Let's look at some of these verticals. We're going to start selling some preem. All right, let's see if we could slap in some orders. All right, we already got some orders in there. All right, I'll take it. Got a quick fill. Not a bad deal. Positions. All right, if you're in the Discord, I'm working my fastest to take this screenshot. It's just I didn't have the brokerage up. So it looks very, very messy. Looks very, very messy. All right, I'm just doing this. Once again, you could join the Discord for free for the first month. Just use that code Goonie. If you like it, stick around. If you don't, just make sure to cancel your account within the first month, and you're never going to be charged anything anyway. Thick. All right, if you are in the Discord, I have not touched any of my swing plays. I did just sell some premium. And I believe Piper's about to fire off. I can see that it's very, very close. Very close. What is it actually waiting for? Is today the 28th? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, and actually it did. So let me make sure I can copy this. Ooh, my producer's deleting messages. Oh, it's just a stupid crypto bot. I thought it was going to be someone talking shit, so I got excited, but no, just these crypto bots. All right. Well, we are long and strong. There's, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. All right, do I want to sell this? I do want to sell this. How many of these do I have? Why is Meta behaving like this? I'm a little bit confused. You would think that Meta could really be popping right about now. Or should I just roll this? I could roll it. Let me, so NVIDIA flow is actually very much improving. I'm a little bit concerned about Meta. What's going on here? Meta's choppy. So the longer duration stuff is looking fine, but for this Friday, it's looking a little bit suspect. I wanted to give it a chance. I mean, it's still green on the day. It is up 1%. All right, I'm going to put up this reversion alert for the SPY and for the Qs, but we are at a new intraday high on both. We have not taken out those pre-market highs. We have how much more percentage to go? About 0.25% on the SPY and about 0.25% on the Q. So in another 0.25% movement to the upside, which honestly is going to probably be pretty close. Okay, yeah, my upper target is about 0.1% more. But anyway, I'm watching that, but I'm really watching these. You could see it right here, this 5 a.m. high and also the 5 a.m. high. I think if we could take those out, that sets us up for a potential larger recovery to the Sunday night around 10 p.m., just another natural target to the upside. So that's what I'm kind of watching right here for more of the swing-based plays. But also in the swing-based plays, I'm a little bit confused about why there is not as much enthusiasm on Meta right now. And I guess if I'm confused, that might be just a good time to take my money, because I could always get back in. I could always get right back in. All right. Order rejected. What the fuck? Because of unknown? What did I do wrong for my order? Oh, it's just because the price was too far away. Duh, typed in the wrong price. That was awfully stupid of me. All right, throwing in that order. All right. If you are in the Discord, I just put in the level that I'm attempting to sell it at. It's currently pending. So just going to dump one of these. I mean, Meta, I'm up 100% and I kind of want to roll. I just don't like being in the week of expiration. So I still think Meta looks absurdly strong. I mean, heck, we hit a new all-time high today. I like the trend of the SPY and the Qs. This is nothing negative about Meta or the price action. It's just the date. It expires this Friday, so I just want more time. So we're going to see how that really goes for me. We'll see if I could dump that. I do see more people talking about VST. Is my order not going to fill? Come on. Give me a fill, Meta. SPY is looking real good right now. I think there's actually today with pretty decent odds, if the bulls keep showing up how they are, I think the SPY can move a whole nother $2, which would put us at 603 on the day. I'm really targeting this 6050. And then if things get particularly enthusiastic, I think there's a whole nother $2 move. So I think we could legitimately be talking about SPY to 603 today. And if things get really optimistic, if the bulls keep showing up, if we see a little bit more of just like the Vanna rally, if we see people just completely throwing their puts in, we might be talking about another $2. So we might be talking about 605 today on the SPY. And then with the Qs, the major takeout here is I want to see a takeout. Let me show you this, 518. You could see that was the 521 high, really just above 518. So above 518, we could set up more interesting targets, but that is my closest one. So about a buck from right here, about a buck. And I am still not getting my fill on Meta. I just need a little bit of a pop above the devil's number here at 666. NVIDIA, how am I on NVIDIA? Man, that is a bit of vol crush. I am not a fan. All right, slowly but surely grinding higher. The Mag 7, there's no reason on the short time frame to be bearish because the options market is as bullish as it could possibly be, and there's no reason. Look at this. The SPY is just pushing. If you are throwing on bearish positions right now, you are not only fighting the new updated trend, bullish, 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 but you're also fighting options. If you are, you know, you're very much on the wrong side of the play if you're fighting price trend and options trend. If anything, when you see price trend and options trend doing the same thing, that's your opportunity to ride that. Absolutely your opportunity to ride that. I see some people talking about Palantir. Palantir's had there's actually a handful of stocks that I'm excited about their recovery. So the Qs have an upside gap fill to 528.15. The SPY has an upside gap fill to just below 607. The Russell actually has no gap fill. Meta technically actually has a downside gap fill. Maybe that's what I'm fighting today. NVIDIA, we're not even breaking above yesterday's high, but when we do, it's up to 142. Palantir is almost getting its upside gap fill to 7844. It seems like some people in chat are playing that. Congratulations. That was a beautiful setup off of this recovery. And even with this hiccup, just a buying opportunity. Apple, not an upside gap fill, but a nice breakout coming at 239, not that far away. Broadcom, same thing. I kind of want to see this recapture about 215-ish, maybe 218, upside gap fill to 242. Microsoft is almost getting its upside gap fill. In the Discord this morning, that was an early call out that I had, was watching Microsoft. Obviously, I missed it because I was too busy paying attention to these other things, but that was a beautiful trade that's easy. Qualcomm almost got like a nice just valley recovery, looking for that break of 175. Tesla's not looking so hot. RUM is basically break even. DJT basically break even. TSM not doing the most. ASML reports before the market opens tomorrow, so be careful with ASML. MSTR not really doing much. Netflix actually held beautifully. Even though the whole tech sector, the whole market took a hit, Netflix seemingly didn't care. A lot of strength in Netflix. Amazon breaking out to a new all-time high. Beautiful recovery yesterday, continuing to show dominance. Google bouncing off of support, upside gap fill to 198. Ripple, nice recovery there. Solana, really not doing much. Maybe a potential pop on Trump coin. Texas Roadhouse, not doing much. Bonds, pretty steady. Oil, kind of falling from 80 all the way down to 73. Gold recovering a little bit, and the yield curve is still where it should be and just kind of holding a little bit steady. So that's your quick overall market vibe. We are charging ahead to my target. Dude, did this ever get a fill? It's so close yet so far away. I need a random little pop. All right, so the Qs did take out that pre-market high right here. You could see this on the bottom left of your screen, this 5 a.m. high. To me, that's some considerable strength. That was at 400, setting up a potential test all the way up to 130 more points. So that's about $3 more in the Q. That would be my next level. So the Qs are roughly trading at 518. We might be talking about 520, 521 today on QQQ. Meta, please get me my fill. I just want to get out of this position so I can roll it for more time. Please just get Meta. NVIDIA, decent recovery there. How are we looking across the board? Those are not looking pretty. All right. Long and strong. All right, NVIDIA, I want to see this take out. What was NVIDIA's pre-market high? The pre-market high was 125. I would love for us to close above 125 today. Meta's really not doing a whole heck of a lot for me at the moment. I'll give it a second to breathe, but why can't it have just popped up to 668? This random hit at 1006. You know what I'll do? Pending orders. All right, I'm just getting out of this. Let's see if I could get a fill. The SPY and the Qs are just chugging along. Yeah, Meta's now getting hit there. Come on, dude. Really? I couldn't just get a little bit of a breather? All right. I'm just going to force this out. I don't like it. I don't like the fact that Meta is going the opposite way of everything else right now in an intraday. Hang on. All right, I updated that in Swinger. So I dumped one play today just to lock in gains. When I see an opportunity, I'll re-enter. But other than that, I'm swinging everything. We are clearly, we're back. We're back today. Am I going to be the guy calling out the fact that I said I'm buying this dip? I screamed it from the market, the mountaintops yesterday. I screamed it yesterday after the market. I screamed it during the market. I told you guys today. It's just, this is such an obvious setup, such an obvious Vanna rally setup. People are going to, and actually we have more room to go because people started buying puts. Dude, mark my words. When these puts start to get closed, that you can see on the S&P 500, people started buying puts. If we can keep going, if we can take out 6,050 and really get going, you're going to see those puts they're being purchased right now, adding negative delta. Those are the blue lines going down. When they get closed out, that's removing negative delta from the system. It's adding positive delta. But the fact that people are YOLOing into these puts, what this is actually doing is it's causing, not to get too technical here, but it's forcing the market makers to hedge more because really IV is going to be going up for individual contracts. As those puts get closed, the vol is going to contract, which means market makers don't have to hedge that much. You know how they hedge these puts? They hedge puts by going short. They're either going to be involved with 0 DTE puts, or they're going to be most likely short in the futures market. Regardless, as this vol contracts, market makers don't have to hedge as much. Another way to say that is as these puts get closed out, market makers are going to cut their shorts. What does that do? That pushes us higher. As we go higher, people get FOMO and they don't want to miss out on the rally. So not only are we literally just having a short buyback, but then that's going to prompt more FOMO to push us higher. As that goes higher, then the market makers have to hedge by buying the underlying, adding more push pressure to the upside. Folks, this is all called a Vanna rally, and it's a unique situation that really only exists when you have a lot of people in puts and then those puts end up getting closed out. Some people confuse it with a gamma rally, and maybe there's a little bit of an overlap. There's an argument that a Vanna rally can lead to a gamma rally, but they are two distinct things. So what I'm looking for, and I'm not actually even seeing the signs of a Vanna rally happening right now, is I want to see a bunch of these puts just get completely closed out. When you see these blue lines shooting to the upside, that is a telltale sign that you are in a Vanna with a V, a Vanna rally. And in a weird way, that's what I'm hoping happens with NVIDIA. I'm looking for a bunch of puts to get closed. Maybe we are seeing the signs of it. Let me see. Come on. Load. Not really. We're seeing like aggressive call buying, but no one's really touching the puts on it. So unfortunately, right now in real time, I don't have the best example of a Vanna rally, but we had one not that long ago, and we just saw puts being closed this entire time. So that's what I'm kind of looking for right now. Oh, dude, Meta did just bounce. I'm going to take that off the screen because it's just pissing me off. Palantir, ripping. We talked about that. NVIDIA, decent recovery. Palantir looking phenomenal. Apple is crushing right now. Apple's up 3.5%, looking for that breakout at 239. You have Broadcom, you have Microsoft. So when the two biggest stocks in the world, Apple and Microsoft, both are bottom left to top right, you better be pretty confident that the overall market and especially the tech sector is going to be bottom left to top right. Also on top of that, you have Amazon hitting a new all-time high. That's going to be beneficial. Tesla's looking a little suspect. Shout out Rumble. Don't forget, Rumble Premium is the sponsor of today's show. If you're watching on Rumble right now, not only can you support free speech, support the stock if you own it, you're going to get access to premium content, and you're also going to get rid of all the ads. Just come to Rumble, use that code KOHRS10, KOHRS10, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video, and you also get a verified badge. So there's a plethora of benefit you get from doing this, and also shout out to them for being today's stream sponsor. But just coming to my attention right now because it looks like a nice recapture of 1250. DJT popping, coin popping, TSM was popping, getting sold back. ASML trying to recover, MSTR potentially picking up, Netflix picking up, Amazon ripping to a new all-time high, giving a little bit back right now. A lot of opportunity. Man, Palantir up 4%, Apple up 3.5. Wow, that is moving. We are going. I like it. And we are just coming up to that first target. Remember, actually, that might have been the reaction right there. How high did we get? 6,049. So I'm going to count that as it. Remember, when it comes to these key levels, it's a little bit more of an art than a science. If you're within 1 point, I would say, okay, now we got to watch, because that might be the reaction, or we might stabilize right here and then build up enough momentum to go to the next level. But I do want to see, look at this. You have some does no one find this interesting? We run right up to the key level that I called out to you before the stream even started. And then as we build up to it, look at what happened. They started to buy puts a little bit too early. These people are under pressure. But right as we hit it, right here at 1029, that's exactly when these call buyers started to monetize. They were riding. Remember, the orange candles are the 0 DTE. And as soon as we got there, as soon as we were within a point, they're like, cool. And they just, like, I can't blame them. They just started hitting the cash register. They just started locking in those gains. So it very quickly becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. As you sell calls, you're removing positive delta from the system, and then you're adding negative delta because people keep buying puts here. And then that is literally what turns it into resistance. So I'm hoping that the traders that are about to execute buy these calls back. I'm hoping the people who bought these puts, and I'm closing them out, I want to see positive delta added. I want to see negative delta removed. That overall has a double positive delta impact, pushing us upward. And then hopefully we could get this test on this breakout. But literally right here at 1029, that is perfectly aligned. Right here on the screen, 1029, that's exactly when people in the 0 DTE calls started to monetize. Exactly. So hopefully that monetization stops soon, and hopefully this put buying stops. I want to see the put buying bottom out. It looks like the call selling has already bottomed out. I just want to see it pick up back up now. The telltale sign that we're going back up to 6,050 and then going to break and go maybe up to, I don't know, 6065, 6075, somewhere up here roughly. The sign that you're looking for is basically a spike in the blue to the upside and a spike in the orange and green to the upside. But more specifically, the green is what matters more, because the green is the 0 DTE. So price is taking a bit of a hit right now. Calls are flat, puts are flat, but I'm looking for these puts to get closed out, and then I want to see call buying step in. With respect to the Mag 7, yes, I see the Mag 7 is dipping, but please understand that this is momentary, because these options are incredibly strong right now. These options are so incredibly strong at this moment. So yeah, I see prices coming down, but it does give me confidence in holding my bullish position by the fact that like options they just don't care. And then if anything, they might turn this around and like buy that dip. So I am not worried in the slightest when looking at the Mag 7. NVIDIA, we have some longer duration call buying starting at 947. Seems to be slowing down right now. No one's really been touching puts. What's going on with Meta? Meta did not do exactly what I wanted it to, so that's a bit of a bummer. Pretty much flat. What about Apple? Apple, someone had sold a lot at 934, then someone bought a lot at 1007, and now it's just continuing to push. Remember, earnings after the market closes on Thursday. Microsoft's been long and strong, a little bit choppy right now, but overall the trend is absurdly bullish on that. Amazon hitting a new all-time high. I'm just going to guess it's long and strong. Yep, long and strong until a breather starting at 1030. So that seems to be like the going vibe right now, is everything pumped till 1030. And then we ended up getting some, these 0 DTE call buyers started to monetize at 1030. And that's what's causing a little bit of this like stall out. So what you have to do as a trader is, first of all, if I still had a 0 DTE bullish position, I would still wait, because I still think the setup does favor the bulls. You just have to make sure that this sell-off doesn't get too dramatic. You're looking for that bottoming and then the swing back up. And then I'm going to think that you're pretty safe. And really, I'd be looking for that retest and ideally the breakout of 6050. So I would be watching this very, very intently. And then for those of you who are like curious about this is all from Spot Gamma. You can get a huge discount on your first month, 80% off. Here, I'll put that in the description right now. I don't understand how people trade without tracking options. So like I said, I just dropped the link in chat right now. It's on here. I have it on Rumble. Okay, now it's on YouTube. That's the link. 80% off. That's a huge, huge, huge deal. So if you're trying to watch this stuff throughout the day where I'm picking the bottoms and the tops, folks, it's not magic. It's literally just using probabilities. Like, you're just looking for high probability scenarios. And to know what the high probability scenarios are, you got to follow options because of how much options trading is currently going on. This is the perfect it gives you the perfect insights to understanding how the market makers are going to have to react. And because the market makers are so big, that's why you see their reactions playing out in real time in the market. So for those of you who are curious, not only how to get this, but how to do this like understanding of the market, Spot Gamma, great place to go. Like I said, you get 80% off your first month. So definitely check that out. And I'm just waiting. It looks like the Q's overshot yesterday's high. Now they're seeing if they want to bounce off of it. NVIDIA trying to recover. Palantir's up the most on my watch list, up a beautiful 4.7%. Even Rum there. Where was Rum? Rum's in the green. DJT's in the green. Coin's in the green. TSM's in the green. We have a lot more green. Ripple's up. Trump coin's actually up. We're getting the clear signs of recovery. Clear signs of recovery. The one thing that I wanted to check out was Broadcom. Was Shopify, RC, Boeing, GM. Shopify is getting a lot of action right now. What's going on with Shopify? Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Dude, someone knows something about Shopify, team. Someone knows something's going on with Shopify. Not only are we getting a nice technical breakout, we found support, higher low, found support at the 50 EMA, technical breakout, and we're seeing the options flow go fucking haywire. Whoa, whoa, wee, whoa. Whoa, 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 wee, whoa. Did it have earnings today? Man, that's looking good. What else is moving? CVS, Boeing. Shopify is the most, though. Like, by a lot. How's Boeing doing today? Boeing, nice higher low, cup, handle, inverse, shoulder, head, shoulder. Earnings, obviously positive reaction to that, looking for the breakout above 192. Boeing actually is getting pretty solid options flow as well. Looks like it's taking a short-term hit right now. But I am fascinated with what's going on with Shopify. Definitely something worthwhile to put on your watch list, without a doubt. SPY's picking up. Qs are picking up. NVIDIA picking up. Palantir, I feel like I missed out on Palantir and Microsoft, which is such a bummer because they were both on my watch list, but I feel like they're so far gone now that I just don't want to chase it. But Palantir and Microsoft were beautiful setups. Beautiful setups. CRW, CrowdStrike up 6%. Yeah, but generally when it's up like that, you don't want to chase it. It feels like the play was to get in when it broke out on Wednesday, the 22nd, not to get out now. You don't want to buy it when it's attempting to break out. That's just a very poor risk reward setup. It's crazy bullish, but just because something's looking crazy bullish, that doesn't mean that's when you get in. You're taking on too much risk. If you're already in it, congrats. And it looks like the nice last solid trade was early. It was about a week ago in here when it tried to break out, and then you got the follow through. I mean, I even had this trend line. That was a nice trade, but you don't go long on something that's attempting to break out again, because what if it just gets smacked there? You gotta be more careful. I find that retail traders are too commonly willing to just chase whatever's up. That's not how you trade. That's not how you trade at all. Like that, you're just asking for trouble. Yeah, every once in a while, this might break out and keep going, and that's fine. But if you keep trading like that, eventually you're going to find the circumstance where you buy at a failed breakout and it gets smashed, and that's how you end up top ticking it. You generally don't want to ever be putting yourself in the situation where you're top ticking it. That doesn't make sense. That you're simply just taking on too much risk. All right, let's mark out these intraday highs to see if we're going to get a push. I have potential reversals already set up on alert as well. CrowdStrike is looking great. I mean, as a day trader, I mean, a beautiful breakout at 948. That thing just kept going. But as a swing trader, going long at an all-time high is a stupid thing to do. I just really do. What are the next levels for QQQ? Thanks for all you do. I think the level thing is a little bit too rudimentary. Because it's more of the important question is how you come up with the levels. And remember, these levels are going to be dynamic. They're going to keep moving. So to understand what the levels are, if I call out a level right now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's a level in an hour. So I'm giving you, like, for example, I give you these levels here because of what's going on in the options market, of like what we see at 6050. We know that there was this weird call credit spread and like they might react, and we see these gamma, but please understand it's dynamic. So if I give you the levels in real time, please understand that they are applicable to pretty much when I'm saying it. And because as people continue to trade, it is going to influence the levels and where the market makers have to react or where they don't react and that type of a thing. So SPX as an example, it did so happen that 6050 was also a level yesterday, but 6075, we didn't see as much yesterday. And right now it is actually a key level. And then we also, from a technical perspective, have this upside gap fill at 6,101. So when we talk about these, where are the cues? You could talk about it in terms of like technicals, which 520 is like but it's so rudimentary. I don't know. I'm not going to badmouth it because I understand we all have to start somewhere. And yes, technicals, for whatever reason, if enough other people are paying attention to the same technical level as you are, yeah, it might very quickly become a self-fulfilling prophecy. And like that might be an awesome level to play, obviously. But what's so much more important in this market with the rise in popularity of options trading, specifically 0 DTE or even weeklies, you gotta read the options. You gotta read the options. That this whole concept of like give a man a fish and he eats for a day, teach a man to fish, he eats for his life. So yeah, I know that you guys fade me, and I hope if you do fade me, I hope you make money. I'm never obviously intentionally trying to lose my own money. So if you fade me and like it loses money, like I lost money too. So it's a bummer. Like, of course I'm trying to like get money always. That's why you're involved in the market. But a better skill is learning these things that you have to know. If you're just perpetually following someone and you're like, hey, they called out these levels, that level. Okay, yeah, that's maybe a decent way to get started as you're trying to learn it yourself. But whenever people are like throwing out levels or reasoning, try to do that deeper dive and understand where it's coming from and how they came up with it. So in saying that, that's what I'm trying to lay out. I didn't just arbitrarily pick 6050 and 6075. It was almost exclusively because of really, I could show you it on GEX. It's just where I expect the GEX reactions to. Like, folks, this is not rocket surgery. The biggest gamma level is 6050. How was I able to call out a rejection at 6050? It was as simple as saying, oh, it's the biggest gamma level of the day. And then if we break above it, we have this interesting setup really here at 6075, 6080. See how the gamma, we're going from negative to positive to negative. So it's on this switch that I called out the next level, 6075. That's all it is. Like, I don't want people to get scared by the fact that like it seems like magic or it's difficult or it's like high-end math. Like, yeah, of course there's a learning curve to it, but if this is what you're trying to do with your life, if this was like, I mean, you're betting your own real money. So if you're betting your own real money and you have financial risk, it's obviously going to be worth your effort to learn a bit more about it. It's obviously going to be worth effort to learn about it. So, I implore you guys to all learn more about not only the options and the options influence on what market makers do, but take a dive into the Greeks and really the second order Greeks. I don't hear enough conversation on a daily basis of what's going on with Vanna and Charm, and those things are so incredibly important to understanding this. I mean, right now, I mean, and who knows how the rest of the day goes? Because once again, the rest of the days is determined by trades in the future, and I don't know what those traders are going to do. But why was I so able to so confidently able to call out the bounce starting yesterday, leading into today? It was just because of reading options. It's just understanding those influences of Vanna and Charm and Delta and Gamma and how the market makers have to be positioned. And then, of course, you pair it with some other things to increase your odds of what is the price action, what is the seasonality, what is the economic backdrop, what is the presidential backdrop. Like, it's this game where you're attempting to tie different things together. And for me, at least, it's always like endlessly attractive because it's an incomplete game. You don't have all the information. So as more and more information comes out, you're trying to understand it. And to me, it's just like a really fun puzzle. Rocket surgery, Matt. Is Ratchet and Spike working on Omega Supreme again? Yeah, rocket surgery. A lot of people think rocket surgery. I'm confused about where you guys are confused. I'm saying it's not rocket surgery, so you don't have to be freaked out. If you think rocket surgery is easy, I don't know. Maybe you're just a rocket doctor. I don't know what you want me to tell. I think you guys aren't hearing. I'm saying it's not rocket surgery. I don't know if you guys misheard me or something like that, but I'm saying it's easier than rocket surgery, not more difficult than rocket surgery. So you don't have, it seems like you guys are all like freaking out. I'm saying it's less than rocket surgery. So you don't have to freak out. Or you could just do what I do, and when you need the market to pop, you just sacrifice someone to the market gods. But seriously, I'm saying it is not as difficult as rocket surgery, so no one needs to freak out. Rocket science? No, rocket science is very easy. So it's more difficult than rocket science. So I don't know. You guys, folks, I'm laying out the difficulty it is. Like, I don't know what you guys are not understanding. Rocket science, rocket surgery, this is where trading is. It is more difficult than rocket science. It is less difficult than rocket surgery. Folks, so I need to fucking draw you guys out a map or something? What are you not understanding? Above rocket science, below rocket surgery. That's the level of difficulty when trading. That's where we're at. I don't know. I'm just being honest. And I guess some of you don't want to listen to me here, but once again, below rocket surgery, above rocket science. I'm not going to lie and say it's the easiest thing in the world. Not everyone can do what I do. I'll have to make a whole wrap up video for you guys just to understand the difficulty of trading. Anyway, this might be like the little bounce we're looking for. Yep, exactly. You can see the SPY deltas are starting to pick back up. So this is what I would personally be looking for that retest of 6050. And then ideally at that point, you're flipping a coin and maybe you break out, maybe you don't. But the stronger that delta flow is to the upside, Mag 7's kind of flat now. But the stronger this delta flow is, the increased chances you have of breaking out and ideally going to that next key reactionary level. Can you spell it out without numbers? I can work on it. SPY, we're watching the 602, and then I would love to see Qs around 521. Microsoft maybe picking up, NVIDIA giving a bit back here. Palantir is just ripping. Absolutely ripping. Absolutely ripping. Yeah, 6050. You know, another tool we could check out. Shout out to GexBot. Don't look at my password, cheaters. Okay. All right. right here is the 6055, 6050 right here, pretty evident. So this is calling a little bit of a rejection right past it. So somewhere in this, but that's a sizable level. And the next one is 6080. So maybe we'll update these a little bit. We'll update this to be, let's just see if we can call out exact levels. 5250, and then we're going to update this one to be 80. All right, and then I'll put, this one is 6,000 flat. Remember, when you get this close, it's not going to be an exact science of like, oh, to the cent. These are just the rough ranges where you're going to want to be watching, but just updating this, kind of putting together some of these influences that we're seeing, not only from spot gamma, but also GEXPOT. See, we're running right up into this shelf. And then we have clear resistance at 6055. And then after that, we have this huge gamma level at 6080. So we might get there. Maybe the afternoon is going to, as things currently stand, we're going to have a hard time breaking this level. Well, first of all, as things currently stand, we're having a tough time breaking this level. But in the event that we do, I don't think that today has much in store for us past this level all the way up here. Now, of course, there's a non-0% chance that the power hour or the closing session is absolutely wild. It's just low odds. It is very much low odds. I do like that the 5-minute and the 10-minute and the 30-minute are green. I would love to push this Sunday 10 p.m. high that we saw where it first puked and then it had a rally bounce, like a little dead cat bounce before a real puke. I'm looking in the bottom left of my screen. So I'm looking for ES to push 6086. I'm looking for NQ to push 21,563. So we got the first breakout of the day on the futures market. Just looking for that follow through, but we are kind of getting to more of the quiet portion of the day. In relative to close levels, look for SPX to get above and hold above 6,050, 6,055, somewhere in this 5-point region. If that does happen, look for the afternoon to push to 6080. I would not be betting much on us going past that today. Yes, there is a theoretical chance. It's just not a high probability trade that I would be like interested in myself. So just wanted to share that with all of you. Are we missing any major breaking news? We haven't really checked in on breaking news. Listen to this guy for a minute. No. I talked about DeepSeek. What do we have here? Breaking. What is Marjorie Taylor Greene trading? Bitcoin, Johnson & Johnson, Palo Alto Networks, Tesla, and Amazon. So she's slinging some positions in the market. What did Kramer say? NVIDIA trying to make a stand here. I think it's still too early to buy. Have to clean out more sellers. No real crescendo. Listen to the killer sell. Don't take them out at higher prices. Okay, so the fact that he's saying it's not the time to buy, it's still too early. It is in fact not early. I feel very, very confident that I am. I was questioning it before this, but now that Jim Cramer's telling me it's too early, I believe very, very confidently that I was not too early. Very confident. All right, I'm not really missing anything in the Twitter sphere. What about in the lamestream media? Elon Musk's X begins its push into financial services with a Visa deal. Okay, OpenAI launches ChatGPT, U.S. government agencies. NVIDIA rises 2% in tenuous bounce Tuesday following largest market value loss in history. 40-year-old saved 90% of his pay and retired with $3.5 million last year. Good for him. JetBlue shares tumble roughly 20% after disappointing outlook. Breakout or breakdown? Apple. Apple's ripping. I'm getting an Apple alert, team. Yeah, whoa. Whoa. Apple. Look at that recovery on old Tim Apple, old Steve Jobs. Apple getting that breakout or testing for the breakout. Next level, if it keeps going, my next target would be 247.50. Let's look at the Apple options flow. Pretty freaking strong. Pretty much non-stop to the upside ever since 10 a.m. I do want to be clear, though, if you're looking to play Apple, people are not really playing it for this Friday. They're playing it for a later duration. The ones expiring this Friday, which I'm pointing this out just because we know the earnings are Thursday, no one's really touching it for this Friday. It is a longer duration options flow that they are starting to touch. So if you're looking to play Apple, you might want to go with the money and not play for this week's. So just want to to call that out for all of you guys. Microsoft's underperformance has investors looking for cloud for growth. UK raises cloud competition concerns, names Microsoft and Amazon as dominant players. The emergence of DeepSeek is positive for the Mag 7, according to the analyst. I'm the analyst. Major League Pickleball looks to add teams, reach profitability this year. White House orders freeze on federal aid to focus on Trump's conservative agenda. Okie dokie, artichoke. Am I missing any? Is there anything else? Bloomberg. DeepSeek challenges everyone's assumptions. Shut up. Trump renews universal tariff threat to protect our country. U.S. consumer confidence drops to 4-month low on job market liking it. RFK Jr. says he's not anti-vaccine, sees critical role for shots. Musk's Doge pledge puts spotlight on his own company's spending. All right, not really seeing anything there. What about on the Wall Street Journal? Trump ramps up deportation effort after slow start. How China's DeepSeek outsmarted America. From math geek to global disruptor, the journey of DeepSeek's chief. Yeah, I'm not buying that story at all. Investors who shun the U.S. office market are coming back. White House orders pause on federal financial assistance. Not really much going on. Kind of quiet. I mean, Apple's crushing it today. Apple's having a great day. Palantir's having a great day. They're crushing. Looks like Meta just caught some sort of bounce. So we have that. How's Meta looking? Don't forget Meta. What happened? SPY breakout or breakdown? Breakout. New intraday high on the SPY, hitting that level that I just keep droning on about endlessly. We're just right. Did we actually hit 50? No, we have a little bit to go, but this is resistance. When you come up to a key level like that, betting on a breakout or breakdown, I think the easiest thing to do is just watch options. If options are strong, fuck. Meta. They fucked me over. Meta. They did me dirty. Thanks for telling me it picked back up, guys. Really feels like a fucking team effort here on this show. The stock that I've been watching, telling you guys I want to get back in when it picks up, fucking crickets over here. It's just only the stock I've been talking about for a week, just locked in a nice $8,000 on it, told you guys I wanted to get back in, told you I was looking for the flow. But no, when it comes, I sit here all day helping you guys get money. And then when there's the one thing that I'm like, hey, let me know how that's going, fucking crickets. You motherfuckers. When it comes to helping out Matt, nothing but crickets. But Matt's allowed to help out you guys all day and help you make money. You fuckers. I will be deducting this from your paychecks. This will be reflected in your quarterly performance reviews and in your paychecks. You fucking pricks. I can't believe you guys did me like that. I cannot believe you did me like that. Oh, what am I gonna do with you guys? What in the world? I need to figure something else out here. I need better friends is honestly what I need. All right. Pricks. I'm not going to forget that. Not forgetting that for a second. Would love it for NVIDIA to fucking do something. I cannot believe you guys did me like that. Right when it started fucking. You know, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. Just disappointed. All right. Anyway, folks, that's the end of today's show. I hope you had a good time. I hope you made a buttload of money. Obviously, we're having a good day as Goonie traders. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Show a little bit of love to Rumble Premium, pinned to the top of chat in the description of the video. Save yourself $10 by using that code KOHRS10 once again in the link. And then join up if you want to trade with me day in and day out. That's what the Discord is for. Sign up for locals, become a supporter. It's free if you use that code Goonie. It's all in the description of the video. My mod's putting it in chat right now. So Hope to see you in the Discord. If you have any issues getting your locals account connected to Discord, reach out to me, media@MatthewKohrs.com, or DM me on Twitter, DM me on, Discord, MMK147. Look at the second pin message in locals, and that's how you're going to get rocking with it. But the SPY, I mean, right now, real time, it's already ripping past my 1 level. Let's see if it gets to another. We're doing some swing plays. We're having some fun in the sun. Hopefully, we're going to keep crushing it for the remainder of the week. That's what I have for you now. I hope you're making a buttload of money. I hope you make even more buttloads of money. Don't mess around with rocket surgery. Super, super dangerous, but rocket science, super, super easy. That's what I have for you now. I'll catch you later. Thanks for the good vibes. Love you all. Peace.